Hey everybody, welcome to Game 4 of Joe Dimaggio's 56-game hitting streak. He's made it through the first 3 games. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to watch Earl's Game 3 replay to see how Dimaggio homered in his last at-bat to get that exciting, elusive hit to keep the streak going, albeit just a 3-game streak. But large streaks start out somewhere, and so they got to start out as a small streak before they can be large. So Dimaggio came through in the clutch there, and we're ready for Game 4. And the White Sox are now no longer the opponents for the Yankees. I'm kind of sorry to see them go because I really like Joe Cool. I thought he was a interesting named player. But now it's Yankee Stadium, and we're welcoming a new opponent, the St. Louis Browns, who later became the Baltimore Orioles. But right now, this somewhat inept St. Louis Browns are the opponent. And we're going to be playing the actual lineups from the game that was originally played on May 18th, 1941. In the actual game, the Yankees won that 12-2. I had to make one adjustment on the starting lineups because we're using as played. However, the catcher for St. Louis, Frank Grube or Gruby, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Might be Gruby the way Jerry Grody is pronounced Grody. So I'm going to call him Groovy because it sounds groovy. So Groovy did not have a card in the card set. However, I do have the 41 season on the PC. So I've got the screenshot of his card up there, Frank Groovy. So when it becomes his at bat, we'll roll the dice and then default to look at his card here, assuming the white die is a 1, 2, or 3. So we can keep the integrity of the actual lineups rather than doing a substitute. All right, we're ready to go. Lefty Gomez is your starter for the Yankees. He's a lefty, obviously, by the name Lefty Gomez. And he'll be facing right-hander Bob Harris of the St. Louis Browns. All right, leading off will be the shortstop, Johnny Lucadillo. In fact, I'll go ahead and run through the lineups real quick. May butcher the pronunciation on these names. I don't know. I'm just going to do the best I can. So leading off and playing shortstop is Johnny Lucadillo. Batting second and playing left field is Bobby Estrella. Batting third and playing right field is Chet Labs, or it could be Lobs, but I'll just call him Labs. Actually, if it was only one A, it would probably be Labs. It's probably Lobs, like you lob a ball when you throw it. So I'm going to call him Chet Lobs. All right, Wally Judnich is in center field. He'll clean up. Roy Columbine is the first baseman. He'll hit fifth. Harland Clift is the third baseman. He will hit sixth. Don Hefner is the second baseman. He will hit seventh. The previously mentioned Frank Gruby will be the catcher. He was like the third string catcher on the team, but he happened to catch this game. And Bob Harris, the pitcher, is on the mound. And on the season, Bob Harris was 12-14 with a 5.20 ERA. So, borderline pitcher there, but with the Cardinals, that to be 12-14 probably wasn't that bad. I mean, with the Browns, I knew I was going to call them the Cardinals. With the St. Louis Browns, that probably wasn't too bad. For the Yankees, familiar lineup. Leading off is first baseman Johnny Sturm. Batting second at third is Red Rolfe. Batting third in right field is Tommy Henrich. Batting cleanup is Joe Dimaggio in center. Charlie Keller will be fifth and he'll hit fifth and play left field. Joe Gordon is at second base, hitting sixth. Catching is Bill Dickey. He'll hit seventh. Batting eighth is shortstop Frank Crissetti, and batting ninth is Lefty Gomez. All right, all those peripherals out of the way. We're ready to actually get going here. Johnny Lucadillo will set things off. Now, if you saw a video I did just not that long ago with the Seattle Pilots, I did the super advanced, but in keeping with Earl's wishes on his game and his replay here, we're going to strictly stick to the advanced. So no ballpark effects, no clutch, none of that stuff. Stealing would be the advanced stealing. Fielding would be the advanced fielding chart. So we're ready to go. Here is Johnny Lucadillo to lead things off. He is the shortstop in today's game against Lefty Gomez. Righty on. Actually, Lucadillo's a switch hitter, so he's batting right against the left-handed Gomez. It's a 5-6, so Gomez on a 5-6 will issue a walk. So Lucadillo starts out the ball game with a walk. Not the way Gomez wanted to start. Here's Bobby Estrella, the left fielder. He's a right-handed hitter. against the lefty Gomez. It's a 4-3. 4-3 is a ground ball pitcher X. And I just noticed I don't have the fielding charts in front of me, so let me pause and get those, and we'll check the fielding prowess of lefty Gomez. Okay, lefty Gomez is a 2-rated pitcher, so we'll check the D20, and the D20 issues a 9, and that means we're in the error range, and for Gomez, he is an E19. So we're down here to E19, and we're going to roll the 2D6s and see what the result is. So the 2D6s for an E19 come out as a 6. E19, a 6 is a 1-base error. So lefty Gomez boots it, boots the little grounder. That will move Lucadella up to second base on the E1. So 2 on, nobody out for Chet Labs, or Labs. I'll go ahead and call them Labs, I guess. That sounds better. It may be Labs, but Labs I think sounds better, at least to me. So Chet Labs up to bat. He's only a B bunter. Do they want to bunt? You know what? I think they will. So we're going to try a bunt here with Labs being a B bunter, the defense coming in, so he's actually going to be a C bunter. So let's see if he can get the sacrifice down. 10C. Batter is safe. Lead runner is thrown by pitcher. So the sacrifice was unsuccessful. It's going to go 1-5. Lucadella will be out 1-5. And it's going to be a fielder's choice, actually, for Labs. So don't normally have your third place hitter bunting, but I thought I would try a little small ball. It didn't work out. So now the cleanup hitter Walt Judnich is up. Center fielder. It's a 4-11. He's a lefty on a lefty. And he walks. So lefty Gomez will walk him on a 4-11 roll. And that will load the bases with only 1 out. And lefty Gomez having a rough first inning. Now he's going to have to face the switch hitting Roy Columbine, the first baseman, with the bases loaded and only 1 out. And we have a 2-4 against a lefty. 2-4 against a lefty. That would have been a ballpark check, but we're not doing that. It's a ground ball pitcher B, so the run will score. The run will score unearned as it is, but the Browns will take it as Estalella crosses the plate. Labs will go to third. Judnich is going to be out 1-6 for the second out of the inning, and Columbine will reach on a fielder's choice. So now we have runners at the corners. 1 run is in, and they couldn't quite turn that double play to get out of the inning. So Harlan Clift is up, the third baseman. Harlan Clift, it's a 6-3 against Gomez. 6-3 is a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is Hendrick. He's a pretty good one. He is a 1 with a E7, so good chance for Hendrick to make the play here. It's a 20. He does make the play. And it's that high, every outfielder pretty much makes the play unless they're a 5. So Hendrick makes that play. Inning is over. But the St. Louis Browns pick up an unearned run thanks to the error on lefty Gomez. And after half an inning of play here at Yankee Stadium, it is the Browns 1 and the Yankees coming to bat. Okay, Bob Harris is finishing up his warm-up tosses. He'll be facing Johnny Sturm, first baseman, to lead things off. Sturm is a 5-9. So Harris against the lefty, 5-9, is a fly ball center field B. So fly out to center for Sturm. That's out number 1 as Judnich handles it easily. Red Rolfe, lefty third baseman. It's a 4-4. 4-4 is a ground ball third base X, so he's going to ground one to his counterpart over at third. That would be Mr. Harlan Clift. And Harlan Clift, if we look at his numbers, he's a 1 with an E22. So very good defender. Probably make the play. It's a 3, so being a 1, I think he's going to make the play with no problem. He does. It's a ground ball A. So there's quickly 2 away. Rolfe grounds to his counterpart 5-3. And that brings up Tommy Henrich, right fielder. 4-9 against Bob Harris. 4-9 is going to be a single. So Henrich gets a 2-out single, and that will allow Dimaggio to bat here in the first inning. So any extra at bats you can give Dimaggio, all the better as he tries to keep his streak alive. Joe Dimaggio steps to the plate against the righty Bob Harris. It's a 4-4, so we're under Harris, not Dimaggio. It's a ground ball to short X, and that's going to be Luca Dello. He's a 4, so he may not make the play. It's a 10, it's probably an error check, which it is. Luca Dello is an E48, which is off the scale, so there will be an error. It's just a matter of what kind of an error. And it's a 12, so that's an E1. E1 on Luca Dello. So an E6, actually, when I say E1, I mean one base error. It's actually an E6 since the shortstop made the error. But that doesn't help Dimaggio in his streak cause, so he'll have to wait till his next at bat to give it another go. But there's 2 on, 2 out for Charlie Keller. It's a 3-2. Charlie Keller, 3-2 is a ground ball to second plus injury, but we're not doing injuries because we're doing as played. So it's simply going to be a 4-3 ground out to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Yankees. They put a couple on but get nothing across. After 1 complete, it's the Browns 1 and the Yankees nothing. Top of the second, and second baseman Don Hefner to lead things off against lefty Gomez. Hefner a 2-9 against lefties, 2-9. It's a ground ball second base C. So it's a grounder to Joe Gordon, who handles it easily, 1 away. And now we're up to Frank Gruby, so I'm going to have to, if this white die is a 1, 2, or 3, we will have to go to the computer to get his card. If it's a 4, 5, 6, of course, we just read it off of Gomez. It's a 5, so actually read it off of Gomez. 5-10 against a right-hander. 5-10 against a right-hander is a catcher X. So that is Dickey. He's a 1 rated catcher, so it should not be a problem. It's a 3. A 3 with a 1 rated catcher. There might be a pass ball in there, but nobody's on base to worry about. And actually, a 1 with a 3 is actually just a straight old foul out. So even if somebody was on base, it would not have been a problem. It's a foul out to Dickey for out number 2. And that'll bring up Bob Harris, the pitcher. He's hitting off pitcher hitting card number 1. Lefty Gomez will be using pitcher hitting card number 2. It's a 1-6. 1-6 is a strikeout. So lefty Gomez, an easy 1-2-3 inning. Back to the way he likes it. And we go to the bottom of the second. Score still, Browns 1, Yankees nothing. Joe Gordon to lead off the bottom of the second. It'll be Gordon, Dickey, and Crissetti. 110. 110 for Gordon is a potential home run. Most likely it will be because we're not using the ballpark effects. So it's a 1-19 for a homer. So anything other than a 20, and we have a tie ball game. And it's a 9, so it's a tie ball game. Joe Gordon has just gone deep with a home run, and that has tied the ball game. 1 apiece. That'll bring up Bill Dickey. Dickey a 5-10. 5-10 is a fly ball to right field C. Again, we're not using the ballpark, so it's simply a routine fly to right field, 1 away. And that'll bring up the pitcher spot, lefty Gomez, and he will be using pitcher hitting card number 2. So let me pull that out. Pitcher hitting card number 2. Pitcher hitting card number 2 for lefty Gomez with 1 out and bases empty. It's a 2-8. 2-8 is a strikeout. So when you hit off those pitcher cards, it's usually not a good thing here. Actually, you know what? That should have been Crissetti's at bat. I got ahead of myself one time. Crissetti a 2-8, and Crissetti a 2-8 is actually going to be a single. So I need to get my white out and make this correction so we can sally forth. Okay, so that strikeout's been changed to a single as it should have been for Crissetti. Now lefty Gomez is up hitting off pitcher hitting card number 2, but he's actually going to bunt with the runner on. So he's going to be he's rated as a C, so it means the bunt rating is actually going to be a D since the defense is looking for it in at the corners. So it's a D bunter and it's an 8. An 8 with a D bunter. Batter is safe. Lead runner is thrown up by the first baseman. So we're going to get a 3-6 fielder's choice is what this turns into. As Gomez bunted it a little bit too hard and was not able to get the job done. So we're back to the top of the order and Johnny Sturm as Gomez takes over as the runner on first base. So here's Johnny Sturm, 2 outs and Gomez at first. It's a 6-9. 6-9 against Bob Harris. Chance for a homer. 1 to 4 will do it. 1 to 4 will do it, except Sturm is weak against right-handed pitching. So if he gets this, it'll just be a single star. So the run will not score because the double is, well, you could run him possibly. We'll have to double check it because there are no stars on the double. It's a double. So now, do they want to take a chance of sending the pitcher, Lefty Gomez? The double is assumed to go to center field when it's not listed. So the center fielder's arm is Wally Judnich. He's a -1. He's a -1. Lefty Gomez, I don't even think his card gives him a running rating unless the, let's see here. Does it give him a running? It says running 1 to 10 on the pitcher hitting card. So a running rating of 1 to 10. All right. He would not be held on as the pitcher. So it's a 1 to 10. And with a -1, that would be a 1 to 9. Do they want to send him on a 1 to 9? Let's see here. And you only give him +2 when it's super advanced. You don't do that in the advanced. So it's still 1 to 9. You know what? They're gonna take a gamble. They're gonna gamble and see if Lefty Gomez can get his old body around to score. He does. It's a 2. So Lefty Gomez, being aggressive, crosses the plate on the RBI double by Sturm, and the Yankees lead it 2 to 1. So some aggressive base running by the third base coach sent the pitcher, and Yankees benefit 2 to 1. Here's Red Rolf. Red Rolf, it's a 4-5. 4-5 is a ground ball to shortstop X, and that's going to be Luca Della again. He's a 4. He's already made 1 error. It's a 16, so he might make this play. A 4 and a 16 at the shortstop position is a ground ball C, so he did make the play, and the inning is over. But the Yankees pick up 2, one on the homer by Joe Gordon, and the other on the crafty base running of Lefty Gomez to beat out that throw from the center fielder Judnich and score on Johnny Sturm's double all the way from first base. So after 2 complete, it's the Yankees 2 and the Cardinals 1. Top of the order for the Browns here in third, Johnny Lucadella. He walked and then was erased on a bad sacrifice bunt back in the first inning. 5-4. Lucadella's a righty against Gomez. 5-4 will be a fly ball center field X, and that's good old Joltin' Joe. He's a 1, and that's a 6, so I'm pretty sure that's a safe bet that he caught it. 1-6 is a fly ball B. He certainly did. So Joe Dimaggio makes the play, 1 away. He's still thinking about his hitting streak because he's going to bat second next inning. Here's Estalella. Estalella is a 1-7. He's a righty against the Lefty Gomez, and he will walk. So Estalella will draw a 1-out walk. Not what Gomez is looking for when he's trying to protect the lead. Here's Chet Labs. Labs a 4-6. 4-6 for Gomez against the righty. Another walk. 4-6 is another walk. So third walk of the game already for Gomez in just less than 3 innings. Less than 3 complete. It's only been 2 1/3. So 2 on, 1 out for Walt Judnich, who also walked his first time up. 2-8. 2-8 against a lefty. 2-8 is another walk. So Lefty Gomez has just walked the bases loaded. So he may need to get a visit from his pitching coach to try to figure this stuff out here. Find out where his issues of control are. But right now he's got to deal with the third baseman or first baseman, Roy Cullenbine, the 5th place hitter, switch hitter. Cullenbine with a chance to put the Browns ahead with a base hit. 6-8. 6-8 against Gomez against a righty. 6-8 is a strikeout. So Gomez comes back with a big strikeout there to prevent any base runners from moving up. Now there's 2 outs. He can get out of it with a simple out. And Harlan Cliff stands in his way. Right-handed hitting third baseman. It's a 5-6. 5-6. And wouldn't you know it, Lefty Gomez has just walked in a run. 4th walk of the inning has tied the ball game. Lefty Gomez, what is going on with you, dude? He has just walked in a run, and we are tied at 2. And the bases are still loaded with 2 outs for Don Hefner, second baseman. Hefner, a 3-9. He certainly can't walk, can he? No, it's a ground ball to short. So we get out of the inning as Crissetti makes the play. But the Browns benefit from 4 walks to tie the ball game, and after 2.5 innings, we are tied at 2. Bottom of the third, Tommy Henrich steps to the plate to lead things off. He singled his first time up. It's a 1-8. 1-8 is another single. So Henrich 2 for 2. And now let's see what Dimaggio can do with the leadoff single from Henrich, giving him a base runner to try to move up. Here's Dimaggio. It's a 6-3. 6-3 is a fly ball to left field X. Left field is Bobby Estalella. He is a 3-rated left fielder. It's a 5, so this could be interesting. 3 left fielder and a 5 is a single star. So Joe Dimaggio has done it. He has continued the hitting streak thanks to Estalella not being able to reach that. That 3 with a 5 rated, or 5 on the 20-sided die, I should say, the split, and a 3 rated is a single star. So there will be a game 5 as Dimaggio singles Henrich to third, and still nobody out as the Yankees try to capture the lead back from the Browns. Here's Charlie Keller. Keller is a 4-11. 4-11 is a ground ball first base B. So that will score the run as Henrich will score. RBI for Keller. Dimaggio is out 3-6 on the force play. They could not get the return throw in time to get Keller. Simply a 3-6 fielder's choice. But the run does score, and the Yankees take the lead back 3-2. Here's Joe Gordon, who homered his first time up. 2-10. 2-10 is in a ground ball third base A, and that's going to be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play to end the inning. But 2 things happened there. The Yankees took the lead, and Dimaggio continues the hitting streak. So Earl can warm up game 5 whenever he feels ready to do it, because they are going to advance the hitting streak. And after 3 complete, it is the Yankees 3 and the Browns 2. All right, leading off for the Browns will be Frank Ruby, so we're going to go back up potentially to his card off the computer season if the white die is a 1, 2, or 3. Let's see if it's a 1, 2, or 3, or a 4, 5, 6. It's a 3, so we will go off Gruby's computer card. It's a 3-5 against a lefty. So if we go up to his computer card, might be hard to see this, 3-5 against a lefty is a pop out to the second baseman. So it's a pop out to Joe Gordon for out number 1. And that will bring up the pitcher, Bob Harris, hitting off pitcher hitting card number 1. Struck out his first time up. Might do it again. 2-7. 2-7, yep, he did it again. So another strikeout. And at least for now, lefty Gomez is not walking anyone. So here's Lucadella. It's a 1-4. 1-4 for Lucadella. It's a pop out to the shortstop because, again, we're not using ballpark effects. So it's a pop out to Crissetti at short. And that will end the inning on a 1, 2, 3 bases, as Gomez literally gets control of the game now, or control of the inning. Retires the Browns on 3 consecutive batters. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and Bob Harris stepping back out to the mound to face Bill Dickey. Bottom of the order, Dickey, Crissetti, and Gomez. Dickey, 2-7. 2-7 for Dickey is a fly ball to center field. He had all these hits in column 2, and he found his out. Fly ball to center. 1 away as he flies to Judnich. So 1 away. And I'll try to say these players' names as they make the fielding plays just to get you familiarized with the players, at least the Browns players anyway. All right, Frank Crissetti is up. 1 out, nobody on. 2-11. 2-11 for Crissetti is a single. So it's a base hit for Crissetti, which means Gomez will be up to bunt with the runner on first base. Even though there's already 1 out, they're still going to bunt him. So he's a C bunter, which again, you know the drill. He becomes a D bunter. And it's a 9. So we'll check the sacrifice bunt chart. D, number 9. Batter is safe. Lead runner is thrown out by catcher. So it's a 2-6 fielder's choice on the bunt attempt. So Cressetti is out 2-6, and we got a fielder's choice for Mr. Gomez. So he was unable to get the sacrifice down. Johnny Sturm steps to the plate. Doubled his last time up. 4-8. 4-8 for Sturm is a fly ball to right, and that will end the inning. Inning is over. Nothing doing for the Yankees in the 4th. We go to the 5th. It's still Yankees clinging to a 3-2 lead. Bobby Estalella will lead off the top of the 5th. He's reached on an error and he's walked. 111 off of Gomez, the lefty. 111 is a ground ball to third, and there's one away. I think the Yankee teammates are letting Gomez know, if you put it across the plate, we'll field it. Just throw it across the plate. Can't defend a walk. Here's Chet Labs, 5-3. 5-3 is a fly ball left field X, and the left fielder is Keller. He is a 2 rated left fielder. And it's a 10, so we're probably going to an error check. Probably going to be an error check, and it will be. And Keller is an E8. So Keller, an E8. And he rolled a 7. So we go over here to E8, number 7, and that's a fly ball B. He made the play. So 2 up, 2 down. And Gomez is finding life easier when he puts the ball across the plate in the strike zone. Here's Walt Judnick. 3-5 against the lefty. 3-5 is a ground ball second base C. And once again, the Browns go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 3-2 in favor of the Yankees. All right, Red Rolfe. Red Rolfe, the batter. And it's a 5-7 against Harris, the righty, against the lefty Rolfe. And he found his hit. 5-7 is going to be either a double or a single, depending on what the D20 says. 1-4 will be a double. It's a 10, so it's merely a single, but Red Rolfe will take it. Leadoff single for Rolfe brings up Tommy Hendrick. He's 2 for 2. Hendrick a 4-10. 4-10, he's going to hit a ground ball first base B. Fielder's choice, 3-6, as Hendrick will reach, and Rolfe is out for the first out of the inning. That brings up Joe Dimaggio. Joe Dimaggio. It's a 4-7 against Harris. 4-7, that's going to be another base hit most likely for Dimaggio. He'll squeak by and not worry about the possible tainted base hit by the fly ball X. He's got a 1-19, so anything other than a 20 and he'll get a legitimate base hit. If you want to call it legitimate. It's a 2, so that's a base hit. So Dimaggio, 2 hits on the day. This one without any range factors from another outfielder being subpar. So it's a single with only 1 star. So runners at first and second now. 1 out for Charlie Keller. Keller a 3-5. 3-5 for Keller against a righty. Potential home run. His 3 column is loaded here. 1-8 is a home run. Anything else will be a double. It's an 11, so it's a double. Now the question is, do they want to send Dimaggio, because we know that Hendrick's going to score from second base on this double. Now the double is to center field again, because again, when it's not clearly stated, it's assumed to center field. So the center fielder is Judnick, who's a -1. Dimaggio runs at a 16, and he was not being held because he was the trail runner. So -1 and a 16, that's a 15. So it's a 1-15 shot for Dimaggio, and they'll go ahead and take it. 1-15 chance. It's a 9. He's safe. So Dimaggio will come around to score. And it's a 2-run double by Keller. And that puts the Yankees up 5-2. Here's Joe Gordon, and the bullpen for the Browns is loosening. Gordon, 6-8. 6-8 for Gordon. May not be loosening fast enough. There's a potential triple, but most definitely a single star for Joe Gordon. Anything other than a 1 will be a single star. It's a 1. So Joe Gordon actually got his triple. He actually got the triple with that 1. So Joe Gordon will bring home another run with a triple. That scores Keller. And we could be seeing the end of the road here for Bob Harris. We'll see. Bill Dickey is the batter. Bill Dickey. So Bill Dickey is up infield. Going to have to play in. It's a 1-5. 1-5 is a ground ball, shortstop A. And I believe that's going to hold the runner. Ground ball, shortstop A. They only come in if they're forced. So Dickey grounds to short for out number 2. And that keeps Gordon at third base. As we go to Frank Crissetti, 2 outs, and Gordon still at third. Crissetti, a 2-5. 2-5, and well, that's going to bring him home. 1-6 is a triple. 7-20 is a single. It's a 12, so that is a single. That will score Joe Gordon. Crissetti with an RBI, his 3rd hit of the game. He's 3 for 3. 4 runs in for the Yankees. It's now 7-2, and Gomez is coming up, so they're going to go and let Harris pitch to Gomez, but that's going to be about it. He's not going to last anything longer than that. The only reason he's still in the game is because Gomez is hitting. It's a 5-2. 5-2, and he walks Gomez, the pitcher. Go figure. So Gomez with a 2-out walk, and that's going to officially do it for Mr. Harris. He will be gone. So we'll be right back with the new St. Louis pitcher. Okay, the new pitcher for the Browns is right-handed reliever Bill Trotter. He will be on to face Johnny Sturm, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Johnny Sturm, 6'8". 6'8" is a ground ball, second base X. Second baseman is Don Hefner. He's a 2. And that is a 2. That could be a hit. Check it out here. Number 2 and a 2. That is a hit. It's a single with 1 star. So that will load the bases as Sturm singles. And that moves everybody up a base. And now Red Rolfe, who led off the inning with a single, will be stepping into the plate again. So Yankees, we adjust the score sheet here. All right, so batting around, Red Rolfe. See if he gets another hit this inning. It's a 4-5. 4-5, it's a ground ball to short, so it might be another error. Ground ball to short, and that's Lucadella, who's a 4 and an E48. It's a 12, so that's going to be an error for sure. It's just a matter of it's a 1-base error or a 2-base error. If it's a 2 on the 2 red die, then it's a potential 2-base error. Nope, it's a 9, so it's a 1-base error. But that will move everybody up a base. No RBI given on the error. But the run does score, and it is charged to Harris. So that is his 8th run allowed. Bases are still loaded for Tommy Henrich. And Henrich reached on a fielder's choice in this inning earlier on. It's a 3-8. 3-8 is a grand slam home run for Tommy Henrich. That just put the icing on the cake. A grand salami for Tommy Henrich. And all these runs are unearned. But the Yankees don't really care. They'll take the runs. A little messy score sheet going on here. But that's the way it works sometimes. So there you go. Grand salami. And we can now close the book on Mr. Harris. He gave up 9 runs, 7 earned. And the last 2 runs belong to Trotter. So now the bases are empty. Still 2 outs for Joe Dimaggio. He singled earlier in the inning. So not only looking for a consecutive game hitting streak, he's looking for same inning hitting streak. It's a 4-8. 4-8, he won't get it. It's a fly to left, and the inning is mercifully over for the Browns. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs. 9-run inning for the Yankees. Everybody but Bill Dickey scored. And in fact, Henrich scored twice. So it's a 9-run inning. And after 5 complete, it is laughably the Yankees 12 and the Browns 2. And that actually was the final score in the real game. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it scoreless the rest of the way, but the Yankees did pile on the runs in the actual game, so they're holding up their end of the bargain for sure. And now we go to the 6th, and lefty Gomez can pitch as long as he desires because he's got a comfortable lead to work with. And Roy Cullenbine, the first baseman, will lead things off. Cullenbine, it's a 6-10. 6-10 is a ground ball to third base B. So 1 away. And actually now for Gomez, he has retired the last 8 in a row. Last person to reach was Harlan Clift on a walk. Bases loaded walk, actually, I believe it was. So Harlan Clift, a 3-9 against the lefty. 3-9 is a ground ball second base C. So that is 10 in a row retired by lefty Gomez. And that'll bring up Don Hefner. 3-3 for Hefner against the lefty is a ground ball first base B. So Gomez just cruising along here. Another shutout inning. Down go the I knew I was going to say that. Down go the Browns. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Bill Trotter is going to come out there and try to eat up another inning because he will get pinch hit for next inning, but they don't want to burn their bullpen in the first game of a series. So Trotter is in. He'll be facing Keller to lead off. It's a 6-7. 6-7, he's going to get knocked around a bit more. 1 to 15 is a double, and 16 to 20 is a single. It's a 1, that's a double. So Charlie Keller with a double, his second double of the game. And that'll bring up Joe Gordon, who's already homered and tripled. So he's got a chance for the cycle. I don't think I've ever rolled a game where somebody got a cycle before. 110. 110. Well, he might get another home run. How about that? 1 to 19 is going to do it. He found his 110 result, and that is a home run, unless the D20 is a 20. It's not. It's a home run. So Joe Gordon, the offensive star of the day, 2 home runs and a triple. This one a 2-run shot. And the Yankees are now up 14-2. 14-2. And that'll bring up Bill Dickey, the catcher. Bill Dickey. Nobody out, nobody on. 4-7. 4-7 is a 1 to 8 for a single. 9 to 20 is a ground out to first. And it's a single, so the hits just keep coming for the Yankees. As Dickey with a no-out single. So nobody out, Cressetti on to the plate with Dickey on first. 5-7. 5-7's a 1 to 16's a split chance for a single with 1 star. 17 or above is a lineout. It's a single again, so yet another hit. And Trotter is doing the proverbial taking one for the team here. And I don't think it would make sense to have Gomez bunt in this kind of score, so we're going to go ahead and let him swing away and get a chance to swing for a change. It's a 2-4, and look at this, even he gets a hit. 2-4 is a single for Gomez, and that will load the bases with nobody out as the pummeling continues. This would be the mercy rule big time in Little League, but we're not in Little League, so they'll suck it up. Johnny Sturm. They may bat around again this inning. Johnny Sturm. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1-8. 1-8 is a chance for a single. 1 to 18 will do it with 1 star. 19 to 20 would be a lineout. It's a 14, so it's a single for Johnny Sturm. That will score Bill Dickey. And everybody moves up a base. Still nobody out in the inning. And 3 runs are already in. With the bases loaded and nobody out, here's Rhett Rolfe. Rolfe, a 2-4. 2-4 for Rolfe. He finally popped it up to second. So finally got an out. 1 away. Red Rolfe getting some ribbing from his teammates for making an out. Here's Tommy Henrich. He homered his last time up. 1-3. 1-3 is a single to center field. So Tommy Henrich keeps it going, and with the lead like this, they're not going to take the extra base. They're just going to go station to station. Try to keep some civility going here. That will score Cressetti, and the pitcher Gomez is not going to try to score. He's going to move up a base. So the bases remain loaded for Joe Dimaggio. Ninth man to bat in the inning. Dimaggio, 4-6. 4-6 is a fly ball center field B. That will be a sac fly. So it's a sacrifice fly to center field that scores the pitcher Gomez. Another RBI for Dimaggio. And they bat around again. So back-to-back innings they have batted around. Score sheet is very messy. And Trotter is definitely at his point of weakness, to say the least. Here's Keller, who led off the inning with a double. It's a 2-4. 2-4, he's going to walk, and that will walk in a run. Oh, no, it won't. I take it back because Gomez scored on sac fly. I'll just move everybody up a base. So now the bases are loaded again with 2 outs. For Joe Gordon, who homered his last time up. He's got 2 homers and a triple in this game. He's going to bat again. Joe Gordon, 1-9. He almost found that 110 again, but the 1-9 will either be a double or a single. So he's well on his way to potentially getting that cycle. 1-18 would be a double. And it is a double. So Joe Gordon with a double. And that will bring home Sturm from first base, as well as Henrik from second base. And Keller will mercifully stop at third for Bill Dickey. And Trotter, just his arm is on rubberized metal right now. He just can't do anything about it, but he's got to take one for the team. Can't blow the bullpen out in one game. 1-11. 1-11 is a ground ball pitcher A, and the inning is mercifully over on a 1-3 ground out. So let's total the damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs for the Yankees. A 7-run inning, a 9-run inning followed by a 7-run inning, and it is now 19-2 after 6 complete. All right, top of the 7th, and it's Frank Gruby time, so we may have to go to the PC screen to get the screenshot of his card. If it's a 4-5-6, we'll just go off Gomez. It's a 3, so we'll have to go off Gruby. A 3-3 for Gruby against a lefty is a ground ball pitcher A. I don't know if that shows up very well in there or not. My screenshot just went away. All right, here we go. I think it's 3, ground ball pitcher A is a 3-3 against the lefty. So it's ground ball pitcher A. It's a 1-3 easy ground out, 1 away. And Trotter mercifully is left the game. And pinch hitter is going to be Alan Strange. I figured what better person to pinch hit than in this kind of a strange game. So Alan Strange will pinch hit. And the new pitcher for the Browns in the bottom of the 7th will be Bob Moncrief. He fluctuates between starting and relieving, but they want somebody that can pitch the last 2 innings and save their bullpen. All right, here's Strange. 4-5 for Strange as a righty. 4-5. Fly ball right field B. And Gomez has just been lights out here since that 4 walks in the way back in the 3rd inning. So here's Lucadella, top of the order. He's 0 for 2 rather, with a walk. 2-12 against the lefty. Potential home run for Lucadella. 1-8 will be a homer. It's a 20, so that's just the way the thing is going for the Browns in this game. It's a fly to left. Inning is over. 7th inning stretch time, and I'm going to have to stretch as long as I've been sitting here. I'm going to have to stretch with them so I can feel my joints again. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th and be ready for the new pitcher, and we'll give the Grizzly totals on Mr. Trotter. All right, we're going to close the book on Trotter, thank goodness. Inning in the 3rd, gave up 10 hits and 10 runs. 8 were earned. Walked 1, struck out nobody. And now he turns it over to Mr. Moncrief, who was a part-time starter, part-time reliever. He was 13-9 with a 3.66 ERA, but his next start's not going to be until May 22nd, so he's able to use, to be a swing guy in the bullpen. So that's what we're going to go with here. And for the Yankees, leading off will be Frank Cressetti. Now, Gomez does bat second next inning, but why take him out? He's rolling. So Cressetti, and plus he's got a hit already. So here's Cressetti. 6-8. 6-8 is a fly ball to left field. So Frank Cressetti is retired on a fly ball to left. And now that brings up Mr. Lefty Gomez, sitting off pitcher hitting card number 2. It's a 3-7. 3-7's a ground ball to second. So there's 2 away very quickly. So maybe Mr. Muncrief is able to get a little law and order here and get things back in a base. Here's Johnny Sturm. Kind of hope they get down to Gordon again. I want to see if he can get that cycle. Here's Sturm, 6-3. 6-3 for Sturm is a potential home run, but Sturm is weak against right-handed pitching, so the end home run will take it down to just a single. So Johnny Sturm does get his 4th hit. 3 singles and a double, but Mr. Sturm in 524 at-bats only had 3 home runs, so that was part of the reason why that was the case. Here's Red Rolfe. Red Rolfe, and that was hit number 23, by the way, by the Yankees, if you're keeping score, if anybody's still watching. 5-7. 5-7 is another run may score. It's a 1 for a triple. 2 to 20 will be a single star. It's a 20, so it's a single star. And did I say that was a 23rd hit, or that they had 23 hits? That's now hit number 24. Puts runners at the corners with 2 outs for Tommy Henrich. And now Gordon is guaranteed to get 1 more at bat in the bottom of the 8th. 2-9. 2-9 for Henrich is a ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. So the Yankees don't score. What do you know? So we go to the 8th. It is still the Yankees 19 and the Browns 2. All right, top of the 8th, and Bobby Estrella against the red-hot Lefty Gomez. 2-7. 2-7, he's going to walk. So he's back to his old ways with a walk. And before that walk, Gomez had retired the previous 13 batters. So he had gotten a good streak there, but he did walk Estrella. And here's Chet Labs. Labs a 3-8. 3-8 for Labs. Potential home run. So Lefty Gomez maybe is tiring a little bit. The 7th inning is his point of weakness, so it could be that he's tired and may have to use the bullpen after all. But it's a 3-8 against the lefty, so it's potential home run, 1 to 14. 15 to 20 would be a double. And it's a 17. What do you know? It wasn't a home run, it was a double. And down by such a large score, they're not going to try to send him. They're just going to go ahead and hold him at third base. So that's going to prompt the bullpen to get loose here. And it looks like Gomez may be 1 batter away from being removed. Here's Walt Judnich, center fielder. Judnich, a 2-10. 2-10 for Judnich. It's ground ball pitcher B. Ground ball B. And with runners at second and third and a ground ball B, if no runners are forced, they have to hold. So it's hit right back to the mound. Gomez checks the runner at third, throws to first for out number 1. So he gets through 1 batter. Now he's got 2 more to potentially get through. Here's Roy Columbine. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 3-8. 3-8. He will walk. Look at all those walks on his card. He found another walk, and that will load the bases. So bases are loaded with only 1 out, and they're going to try to see if he can get out of this inning, but the bullpen is standing by and ready. Here's Harlan Clift. Bases loaded, 1 out. It's a 1-5 against the lefty. 1-5 is a strikeout. So Lefty Gomez says, I've got some gas left still, and he strikes him out. So now there's 2 outs, and the bases are loaded for Don Hefner, who's 0 for 3. Hefner, a 1-5. He's going to do it as a single because we're not using the clutch factor. It's simply going to be a single to center field. Single to center field, and they're not going to try to cut. They're not going to try to throw the runner out. They're just going to let him score. So it's a 2-run single for the Browns. And stopping at second is Columbine. And that's going to do it for Lefty Gomez. He gave it a good run, but he has reached his point of weakness, and now we've got time to go to a new pitcher. Be right back with the new Yankee hurler. Okay, new Yankee reliever is right-hander Norm Branch. And Gruby, the catcher, is scheduled to bat, but they're going to pinch hit for him since he's no longer facing a lefty. So we won't have to go back to his screenshot on the PC. We'll go ahead and get a left-handed pinch hitter for him, if we can find a legitimate left-handed pinch hitter. for the Browns, and we do. We have Mickey Vernon. So Mickey Vernon is going to pinch hit here for our friend Mr. Gruby. So Vernon pinch hitting, bases loaded, 2 outs. Seeing if he can't produce another run here against Mr. Branch. It's a 2-8. 2-8 against a righty. It's a pop out to short, so Vernon unable to do it. And the Browns will have to settle for those 2 runs that come in. And the score now, after 7.5, it is 19-4. All right, bottom of the 8th, Moncrief in to keep the mop-up job going and not use too many relievers. He's in his 2nd inning of work. And he'll be facing Joe Dimaggio, who's already got 2 hits plus a sacrifice fly. And we get a 2-7. 2-7 is a ground ball to short. So 1 away there. And that brings up Charlie Keller. Charlie Keller. He's got 2 doubles in the game. 1-9. 1-9 for Keller is a fly to right. So there's 2 away. And now the man of the ball game, Joe Gordon, he has homered twice, tripled, and doubled, as well as hit into a double play. So if he gets a single, he'll have his cycle. And I can tell you that I have never rolled a game where a player has had a cycle before. So can he get the single? We will find out. Moncrief the righty against Gordon the righty. He does have some singles on his card, obviously. We'll see. It's a 3-10. 3-10, he will not do it. He might have done it if we were using ballpark effects, but without them, it's simply a fly to left. So Gordon comes up the single short. Of all the ones to come up short by, it was a single that he couldn't get a hold of. So that's going to end the inning for the Yankees, 1-2-3. And actually, Moncrief pitched pretty well in relief to get out of everything. So now Branch comes in, and he will start his 2nd inning of work. Norm Branch. Didn't give you the totals on Gomez. Let me total those up real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, some interesting totals on lefty Gomez. I did not even realize this as I was recording, but with all the walks and everything that was going on, he had actually not allowed a hit through 7 innings. So at the top of the 8th, that double by Chet Labs is the first hit he allowed. He also allowed the hit to Hefner. So he finishes with just a 2-hitter through 7 and the 3rd innings, 2 hits, 4 runs, only 3 were earned. He walked 8, struck out 4, so kind of an unusual line there for him. But we are now at the pitcher spot. So top of the 9th, they're not going to have Moncrief hit, obviously. They'll go to another pinch hitter. So let's see who they might want to use here. Really, at this point, I don't think it really matters. They'll go with George McQuinn, another lefty. So George McQuinn will pinch hit for Moncrief. And Moncrief actually pitched well, 2 shutout inning, or inning and I think it's an inning and 2/3 of shutout ball. Or no, take that back, 2 innings of shutout ball. So George McQuinn steps up to lead off the top of the 9th against Norm Branch. It's a 3-5, 3-5, and McQuinn will get a base hit. Could be a triple or a double. 1-3 is a triple. 4-20 will be the double. It's a 10, so it's a double, a pinch hit double for George McQuinn. So George McQuinn with that pinch hit double. We're back to the top of the order, and Johnny Lucadello. It's a 5-8 against a lefty batter. 5-8 is a ground ball 2nd base X. Second baseman is Joe Gordon, who is a 1. And that's a 15, so that will make the play. The question is, does the runner advance? I do believe he does. 1-15, yep, he sure does. Ground ball to 2nd, they're going to move him over. So 4-3 on the ground out, and pinch hitter McQuinn will move to 3rd. So runner at 3rd with 1 out for Bobby Estrella. It's a 2-11. 2-11 is going to be a ground ball shortstop A, and it says that there will be no advancement, even though the infield would not have been in, but they're still, by the rules, it says he does not come in because the A means no advancement. All right, so there's 2 down for Chet Labs. Last chance for the Browns. It's a 1-7. 1-7's a ground ball, second base C, and that's going to do it. The ball game is finally over. Thanks to everybody who stuck around and watched the end of it, because I know it got out of hand in the 5th inning. But that's the ball game. The Yankees won the real game 12-2. They won this one 19-4. We'll be right back with the totals. Okay, we'll go over the gory details here. You can see how messy the score sheet is with all those runs. For the Yankees, 19 runs on 24 hits. There was 1 error. That was on Lefty Gomez back in the 1st inning that produced an unearned run. For the Browns, 4 runs, only 3 hits, and 1 error. And the winning pitcher was Lefty Gomez, who went 7 1/3 and only gave up he gave up 4 runs, only 3 were earned, but only 2 hits. And unfortunately, for the loser was Bob Harris. He went 4 2/3, gave up 12 hits, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, and then Mr. Trotter just took it on the chin, giving up 10 runs, 8 earned. So that's going to do it from here. Dimaggio kind of upstaged a little bit by Joe Gordon with that chance for the cycle, but Dimaggio still came through with 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. So he was, if I do the totals here, he was 2 for 5. 2 for 5 with a run scored. And I don't know if he had an RBI. 2 for 5. I don't think he had an RBI. It looks like he did not have an RBI in this game. So, I'm sorry, he did have 1 RBI because it was a sacrifice fly, dummy. All right, so 2 for 5. 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. So, streak obviously continuing on to Game 5, which will be against the St. Louis Browns as well, obviously. And as we look ahead for Earl to get that game going, if I can get this apart with one hand here. Pardon the mess. All right, so the next game we played on May 19th, and it will be Denny Galehouse going for the Browns. Denny Galehouse against Marius Russo of the Yankees. In that game, the real-life game, St. Louis won it 5-1. So hopefully they can be more competitive in this game than they were in this one, because this one was pretty much, after the 5th inning, it was all she wrote. That's going to do it from here. Hope everybody has a wonderful time playing whatever game you choose to play, and hopefully you're enjoying this project of the Joe Dimaggio hitting streak. It's still early on. It's only been 4 games now, but hopefully you're enjoying the back and forth that Earl and I are doing, where we're taking our turns at the games to see how they play out. And I will catch everybody down the road. Don't forget to tune over to Tabletop Baseball for Game 5 of Joe Dimaggio's hitting streak.